Alrighty, ladies. So, second question on the list was, what's my communication style when I'm upset? Pardon me, I need to moisturize. What's my communication style when I'm upset? Eventually, you're going to disagree with someone, right? Everything is not going to be sunflowers and daisies all the time, okay? And you just have to figure out when you are reclaiming your stance, reclaiming your peace. Girl, honey, I say peace is precious. It matters how you show up. And I just finished the video saying, like, keeping your composure is huge. Lose your shit behind closed doors. Pardon my French. And French, I know y'all are like, we need to make up those words. Okay, pardon my cursing, okay? I don't even know if queens do that in public. In public. But lose yourself behind closed doors. Keep your composure. Figure out, again, you are answering these questions. Journal these questions out. Write these questions out. And state, this is how I feel when I'm upset. This is what I do when I'm upset. When I have to communicate with that person, this is what I say. This is how I react. Those are the questions that you ask yourself. Go back, rewind, and listen to that again. When you figure out how you react, now we have it recorded. This is your opportunity to take that information of how you react. You're reflecting on it, and now you can be proactive in being better next time. So if you're upset about something and you typically, when you journal, you're like, typically lost my stuff in front of everyone. If you're a professor, the whole class saw me lose myself. Or if it was your children or your spouse or, a colleague at work, now you have it recorded. Might be a little tough to look at that, but do it. Now go back, reflect, and say, now I'm going to be proactive. I see how I've reacted in the past, in past situations. This is how I'm going to be proactive. Okay. How does that look, Mia? How should I show up? How do I show up better? Every situation is going to recall or need something different, right? So I do not have the capacity to tell you every single situation that you are going to experience in your life. But what I can say is, find a way to pause. Find a way to take a minute, take a breath, conjure up a response. How often did we see Queen Elizabeth fly off the handle? I'm sure she got pissed, perturbed, peeved. She was human. I'm sure her children did things that ticked her the heck off. They were human. She was human. But baby, how you react and the composure that you keep not only speaks volumes to your character, it speaks volumes to your level of maturity in your emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence comprises of your self-awareness, your self-management, your relationship management, and your social awareness. Those 4 things comprise your emotional intelligence and how you interact with people around you all day. If you are absolutely bona fide racist, and cannot see anything from anybody else's point of view or perspective that does not have the same skin color as you, your social awareness fails. If you absolutely cannot ever hold a decent conversation with your spouse or partner in order to bring resolve to a conflict in your marriage or relationship, EQ, fail. If you are triggered and get to the point, pardon me, I'm going to follow my directions here, and get to the point where you are losing yourself in front of open doors or in front of closed doors, not behind closed doors, self-management fails. If you've never, ever, ever sat and reflected on, how do I show up for this? Oh, I don't like that. I don't like to deal with drama, or I don't know how to deal with drama. If you've never reflected on your responses or on your reactions to lifing, your self-awareness is horrible. So in order to crack the queen code effectively, it's time for you to step up. It's time for you to step up and figure out what exactly do I need to do to have better self-awareness? What exactly do I need to do to manage myself when those triggers come about? To manage myself in that relationship situation? How can I show up better when my husband does something that I really don't like? I know he thinks he's being loving, but how do I communicate that better? That it really doesn't make me happy, but I see that he's trying. If you never stop to think about other people's perspectives on things, it's time to level up and do better with that. So we'll dive deeper into those things here in this classroom and in this Skool platform. And when those of you that are ready want to go even deeper with me, I have a deep dive that we can do as well. And I'll link that below. So ladies, we're going to go on to the rest of the questions and how to dive deeper in those. You ready? Let's get it.